where does Archbishop Sheen hail from? Because I think a lot of people believe that he's from New York, but that's actually not true. He's actually from a small diocese in Illinois. Can you give us a little biography of his early life, his training to be a priest, where that took him, including Europe, and what brought him into the limelight?
Yeah. Well, again, he was born in the Midwest in El Paso, Illinois, not El Paso, Texas, El Paso, Illinois. And of course, his family, his father and mother wanted the children to get a good education. So they moved the children into Peoria, where Fulton Sheen attended the local parochial school. Of course, excelled in his academics. Of course, had a calling to the priesthood at a young age, was an altar boy for many years in Peoria at St. Mary's Cathedral. And of course, responded to that interior call and again studied for the priesthood. He was ordained in 1919, September 20th, 1919. And his bishop knew he had a rising star. And so he sent Fulton Sheen to Europe to study. And there he received many acclaimed titles, of course, doctorates. He actually had a super doctorate.
I hate ads. They are distracting, annoying, and oftentimes contain offensive, obscene content. Catholics shouldn't have to be bombarded by this, and we are only one sideways glance away from impurity. The Pelican Plus app has no ads whatsoever, just pure content in a pure environment. Watch all of your favorite Catholic shows by becoming a Pelican Plus member today. Click the link below.
From Louvain University, and where he was awarded the Cardinal Mercier Award, first American ever to do that. And of course, he studied in Rome and received doctorates there. I lost track of how many doctoral degrees Fulton Sheen has, but let's just say he was a very good student. But again, humble beginnings in the Midwest. Grew up on a farm and then moved into the city, as I said earlier, but had this desire to be a priest, and God answered his prayer. And again, from there, he went on to acclaim on radio and television. But I think it's this idea that people always ask me, why is the cause in Peoria? It's because he spent some time in New York as a auxiliary bishop, and of course some time in Rochester as a bishop. But he always came home to Peoria, where his vocation was grown. And of course, his roots were there, many families. So it just makes sense that the Diocese of Peoria sponsored his cause, and his remains are back home in the cathedral at St. Mary's in Peoria.
I do want to speak about that a little bit, but before we get to that, um, I think a lot of people have to realize Archbishop Sheen, and maybe you can go into this story a little bit more. He had to work at what he did. There's this great story that he told that the first mass he preached, he was preaching and greeting people after mass, and everyone, walked past, and the usual things priests hear, nice homily, father, blah, 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 blah. And he finally says, after most of the people leave, he goes up to one of the ushers and he says, "What did you think of my homily?" He just wanted some feedback. And the usher said, "Oh," and of course, this was in an age of deference to priests. Priests do not get that deference today. And, "Oh, Father, it was fine, blah, 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 blah." He says, "No, but really, tell me, what did you think about it?" And apparently the usher said, "Well, to be honest with you, Father, you were so quiet, we couldn't hear you."